but a well-trained K9. His belief was proven true time and time again by Rocky, his loyal German shepherd. Rocky was more than just a working dog. He was Jack's protector, his companion, and above all, his best friend. Jack and Rocky had been together for 4 years, and during that time, they had solved many cases together. Whether it was sniffing out drugs, catching criminals, or helping in search and rescue operations, Rocky never failed to impress. But one night, their biggest challenge arrived. Not on the streets, but in their very own home. It was a stormy night. Rain lashed against the windows, and the distant rumble of thunder echoed through the sky. Jack was asleep in his room, exhausted after a long day at work. His wife and their 10-year-old son Liam were also asleep in their rooms. The only one awake was Rocky, lying near the door, ears twitching at every sound. Then suddenly, Rocky lifted his head. Something was off. A faint creak of the back door sent his senses into high alert. He sniffed the air, an unfamiliar scent. Someone was inside. Rocky stood up silently, his sharp eyes scanning the darkness. A shadow moved across the living room. A man, dressed in black, was inside the house, carefully avoiding the furniture. He was a professional, no random burglar, but someone who knew how to steal without making a sound. Rocky growled lowly, but before he could bark, the thief turned, startled. He had underestimated one thing: the presence of a highly trained police dog. The thief grabbed the nearest object, a metal lamp, and hurled it toward Rocky. The dog dodged, but the noise woke Jack. He rushed out of his room just in time to see the thief escaping through the broken window. "Rocky, stay!" Jack ordered. He knew chasing the thief blindly into the night wasn't safe. Instead, he turned on the lights and quickly checked his house. His wallet was gone, his police badge was missing, and worst of all, a file containing sensitive case information had been stolen. Jack clenched his fists. This wasn't just a burglary. It was something bigger. By morning, Jack and Rocky were already on the case. Rocky sniffed around the broken window, picking up the thief's scent. His tail stiffened. He had locked onto the target. "Find him, boy," Jack said. Rocky took off, leading Jack through the streets. The scent trail led them through alleyways, past bakeries, and into a crowded marketplace. But then, the trail disappeared. The combination of food smells and dozens of people walking had confused the scent. Jack sighed, frustrated. "Damn it, we lost him." But Rocky wasn't ready to give up. He sniffed around carefully, his ears perked up. Then he pulled towards a side street. Jack followed as Rocky led him to a small pawn shop. Inside, the shopkeeper looked nervous when he saw Jack's uniform. Jack glanced around and noticed something on the counter: his stolen police badge. "Where did you get that?" Jack asked, his voice sharp. The shopkeeper hesitated. "A guy sold it to me early this morning. He was in a hurry." Jack's eyes narrowed. "Where did he go?" The shopkeeper swallowed hard and pointed. "He went toward the old train yard." Jack called for backup but knew he couldn't wait. He turned to Rocky. "Let's go, buddy." The train yard was abandoned. Rusty tracks, empty cargo containers, and silence. Rocky sniffed the ground, tail wagging. He had the scent. As they moved carefully between the containers, a sudden noise made Jack stop. Footsteps. Someone was nearby. Before Jack could react, a shadow moved behind him. Then a sharp pain struck his head. The world spun and he collapsed. Rocky barked furiously, jumping in front of Jack to protect him. The thief had an accomplice, and now Jack was unconscious. The first man, the same thief from Jack's house, grinned. "Tie him up. We don't need a cop messing things up." The accomplice pulled out a rope, but as he moved toward Jack, Rocky bared his teeth and lunged, sinking his fangs into the man's arm. "Ah!" the man screamed, trying to shake Rocky off, but Rocky held on. The first thief panicked and pulled out a knife. "Get off him, mutt!" He swung at Rocky, cutting the dog's side. Rocky yelped in pain but refused to let go. Then, suddenly, sirens. The thief's eyes widened. "Cops! We need to go!" They ran, disappearing into the maze of containers. Jack groaned, waking up to the sound of sirens. His head throbbed, but as soon as he saw Rocky bleeding, everything else became unimportant. "Rocky!" He rushed to his dog, checking the wound. It wasn't fatal, but it needed treatment. Despite the pain, Rocky whined and licked Jack's face. Even hurt, he was still focused on the mission. Jack radioed his team. "Suspects fleeing east. They're in the train yard." His backup arrived just in time, spreading out to search. Jack turned to Rocky. "Can you still track them?" Rocky barked, standing up despite the injury. "All right, buddy. Let's finish this." With Rocky leading the way, they followed the fresh trail. The thieves had split up, but Rocky ignored distractions, going straight after the first thief, the mastermind. They cornered him in an old storage shed. "Game over," Jack said, gun drawn. The thief raised his hands, knowing he had no escape. "Damn dog," he muttered. Jack smirked. "Yeah, the best damn dog." That night back home, Jack sat beside Rocky, gently bandaging his wound. "You saved my life today," Jack said, his voice full of gratitude. "I owe you, partner." Rocky wagged his tail, resting his head on Jack's lap. He didn't need words. His actions had already spoken louder than anything else. Jack smiled. "Tomorrow, I'm getting you the biggest steak in town." Rocky barked happily. He wasn't just a police dog. He was a hero.